Hey, in today's video, I'm going to be showing you a new Black Flame build. If you've watched my previous Black Flame builds in the past, then this one's going to be pretty much new. Maybe not necessarily new to the rest of the world, but let's talk about it. We want to head towards the southern swamp bank, head towards the east from this Lost Grace. You can defeat this fella just normally if you want. Personally, I'm going to just glitch him off the map. This way, if you're trying to pick this weapon early game without even battling this fella, then this is what you can do. All you have to do is lead him on top of this tree, and then what you do is you go towards the bottom here, and what he will do is force himself off the map. What's great about this is now you have Death Poker, which is a phenomenal weapon, and we are going to be using this in today's build video. We now have the Great Sword. Yes, this is considered a great sword. We can then continue on towards Fort Height West. We then want to locate Mistwood Ruins, which is straightforward towards the northwest. There is a bear that is located towards the stair steps. We are going to go towards the left side, and what you should see is a wolf at the top. This is Blythe, and what we're going to do is just go straight up to this location because this is going to allow us to then talk to the vendor over near the first steps, which is pretty much north of the first steps, where you could find this vendor. So what you can see up here is going to be Blythe, and what we need to do is then go towards the first step, head towards the north, and you should locate this church right here. Once you are at this church, go ahead, talk to this fella right here, and now we're going to locate the fourth option there. We're going to talk about the wolf on top of Mistwood, and then what's going to happen now is he will then give us an emote. We now have Finger Snap. We will go back, use the Finger Snap emote. Blythe will come down. You can then talk to him, and we will then need to go to Afgil. Once you are here, you can then go towards the east. What you will notice towards the south is that at the very top, there's going to be a purple plate. This is going to be a plate that you're going to be able to interact with. This is an Evergel. We're going to then be teleported to a different room where we need to summon down Blythe. You can locate this on the right side because of course it's going to be golden, and this is a good sign that you've done everything correct. So let's go ahead and click yes so that we want to enter in. And as I've mentioned just a few seconds ago, the summon sign will be right here. We will interact with it, summon down Blythe, and now we want to go towards the south and defeat the fellow. Once you've defeated him, you'll then be teleported outside, talk to Blythe, exhaust the dialogue, then head over here, and then once you're at this Lost Grace, you can then talk to this guy right here, and we're going to interact with him, go towards the option right there on the third, and we're going to talk about Blythe on the next one, and then eventually we can purchase this right here. We now have the Filigreed Crest, and what this does is essentially we lower down our FP consumption when using our skill. Moving on towards Erdtree Gazen Hill. This is where you can locate our second talisman. Now, if you've watched my previous videos, then this might seem a bit repetitive. The only reason why I'm showing this is because there are, of course, new players that are still entering in this game, and it's kind of odd. I see messages all the time in my videos. And so I just want to help out everybody here, so this way nobody's left out, and especially the information, right? So now that we're here at Lux Ruins, we then want to go towards the east, go downstairs, and then there will be a boss here, a mini boss of some sort. Easy to defeat, and then you can go on here, interact with that chest, and you will be rewarded with the Ritual Sword Talisman. This will boost our attack when our health is completely full. We then want to go towards the Stillwater Cave. You should locate some jellyfish nearby. This means you're in the right location. We can then go towards the southeast, go down here, and then we should locate the Lost Grace on the right side. Claim that if you have not already. You then want to go towards the right side. Do not drop down there in the left, because if you drop down there in the middle, you will be poisoned most likely, and there's a few enemies down there, so it's best to just go at the top here. There, of course, are the same amount of enemies probably, but essentially just it's better off if you just go up here. It's just worse if you're down there. We can then continue towards the east, and there's another poison pool. Of course, you're going to just have to deal with it, but if you stay too long in it, it's going to fill up that bar, and then you will be poisoned. What you should see on the left side, when you've reached the bottom, is going to be a missed door. You then want to interact with it, go through, and you should see a clean raw knight. We're going to take out this knight, and then once that's been done, you will receive a talisman. This is sort of optional because what you can use instead of this is Magic Scorpion Charm. This is going to be the Winged Sword Insignia, so it's completely optional. I'm going to be using Magic Scorpion Charm, but if you can only use Winged Sword Insignia, definitely do so. The next location we need to head towards is going to be Stormveil Castle, Rampart Tower, and then you just want to go where I am right here in this clip. What we're going to be picking up is an optional choice, okay, because you don't necessarily need this for this build, but it is kind of fun to use. If you use your Stone Sword key, you can then enter this room, you can locate the Godslayer's Seal, and you can also locate this right here, which is going to be the Godskin Prayer Book. We can take this back towards the Round Table Hold. If you have yet to introduce yourself to Karin, then you can do it now. And you then want to choose the second option. Because if you enter into his vendor list there, you're going to see that there's really nothing there for us to purchase that we need. So what we're going to do is give the prayer book. Then from there, if you locate the top here, go to study Incantations. We can purchase these two right here. It's a complete optional choice again. And with that being said, if you do use the Godslayer's Seal, you can head over towards the Bridge of Inquiry. Because if we head towards the northwest, there's going to be quite a few enemies here. So just go towards the left. But what we're going to be picking up is going to be Golden Vow. This is going to increase our attack damage, and it's going to help with our skill as well. And I just want to briefly mention this. Was anybody else kind of scared of those bigger fellas there that can suck you inside that vessel, I guess? Well, inside their body? I'm not even sure how to explain it, but they're incredibly terrifying, especially when you start off playing this game. It's like, whoa, man. Anyways, continuing on here. Once you are towards the west, you're going to see some doggos. They're really a pain in the butt. And then what you should see right here is the Golden Vow, as well as an invader. Let's now talk about the build. If we use the Godslayer to activate Golden Vow, we can increase our attack and defense. And if you would like, you can absolutely use those Black Flame Incantations. Again, it's optional and it's just for fun. It does essentially add some damage over time if you would like to use that. What's great about this Death's Poker is that there's two skill attacks that it has. You can either send down the Black Flame Ball there and then hold down your heavy to then slam it down and cause a massive explosion that you will see here shortly. Or what you can do is then just do a normal attack, which will spread out that Black Flame across the floor into a straight line that can just wipe away a lot of enemies. And so with that being said, those skills are going to be buffed when you use the Magic Scorpion Charm. I did not show you how to acquire this in today's video, but yet previously I did show you. This does increase your damage by 12%, and then when you're using the Ritual Sword Talisman, this is going to add another percentage to it, which is going to be 10%. Then on top of that, if you use something like the Winged Sword Insignia, this will increase your attack every time you're swiping away. Now, if you want to swap that out and use something like the Filigree Crest, what this is going to do is, again, as I've mentioned earlier, is it's going to lower that FP cost for our skills by 25%. That's a good amount. And so you might be wondering, what am I running in this build right now? Because I've talked about a lot of talismans. I'm currently running the Magic Scorpion Charm, Ritual Sword Talisman, and then I'm using that Filigree Crest to help with that FP consumption. And what you can use to increase your skill damage is Shard of Alexander. By this quest right here, you can actually essentially complete it early, but you're going to be receiving the crappy version of the talisman, and this is going to be that Warrior Jar Shard. It's only going to increase your damage by 10%. If you were to complete the whole entire quest line, you will receive Shard of Alexander, and this increases it by 15%. Overall, you're gaining about, like, I don't know, 40 to 45% damage, and then on top of that with Golden Vow. So it's really strong build, and it's just a fun one to use. And with that being said, guys, I'm going to head on out. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I will try to reply back within the first hour or two. And most importantly, if you're not subscribed, Do that now by clicking that red button, click the bell icon, and make sure you're notified for all. If you guys, again, have any questions, leave them there. So with that being said, thank you to everyone that is subscribed and is a member. Appreciate that love and support as always, and I'll see you all in the next video.